Hello, everyone. Welcome to the groundbreaking of Verde. My name is Rick Koch. I'm the Mayor Pro Tem for the city of Kyle. I see a lot of great faces in the crowd. I'm excited for today. Today is a great day in Kyle, Texas. It's a great day because as a fast-growing city, we face many challenges. One of those challenges that we face in our fast-growing city is the preservation of green space. And I was speaking to a Kyle resident just a few days ago, and they were talking to me about how sad they are to see fields go from green space to apartments or homes or shops or whatever it is, because they like places where they can play with their families, take pictures, watch bluebonnets grow. And I told her that I understood that sentiment and that I empathize with that. But our job as a city is to work with the developers to understand the growth and at the same time figure out a way to save some of that green space by creating beautiful public spaces for people to use. And let me tell you, Verde is going to be a crown jewel for the city of Kyle. It is a great project that so many people have worked on. It is a 1.6 acre park. It has an event lawn that holds up to 2,200 people, market spaces, interactive water features, and a world-class playground for the kids. So much of the live, work, play that people talk about, we often forget about the play part of it. And the play part is so important for our community. And Verde is the play in action. So I'm very excited that we have so many great people who've worked on this that will be coming up to speak. So thank you for coming out here today and joining us. And let me introduce to you our mayor, Mayor Travis Mitchell.
How are y'all? Howdy. That's what Aggies say. You're right. Howdy. We got Aggies out here. It's the wrong color. Maybe we should have picked maroon, but it would clash with Verde, I think. Verde meaning green. So, as Mayor Pro Tem said, thanks everyone for coming out. Thank you, Cindy. We got a whoop. That's what I needed. You know, this park. I was actually talking to Ms. Johnson just a minute ago about how groundbreakings are when you finally get to the point where you get to show the public what you've been working on for a very long time. And, you know, everybody can point to the moment when they started to get involved with the project, but the idea for Uptown, which is now the brick and mortar district, goes back many, many years, back into the early 2000s. Honestly, it was one of the very first projects that was conceived of. But as you all know, there's a big difference between conceiving of a project, imagining a project, and then putting the gears into motion that actually bring that project to be. And we felt like we had a vision starting back, I don't know, a couple years ago when we decided to implement what we call TERS number 2, which is a funding mechanism that's what's allowing for us to pay for Heroes Memorial Park as well as Verde Park and Cultural Trail here. And I only bring that up to say that really once we figured that piece out, all the work was still laid out ahead of us. And so the members of the city council, they displayed extraordinary resolve to get this project to where it is today. And it could not be what it is without the support of the city council. And so I'd like to give them a round of applause if we can. Thanks for shaking your head. Sorry, it's the truth. Y'all have no idea how much these folks work on behalf of the city to try to bring world-class parks to be. The other thing I want to talk about was Steven Spears, because my big introduction to Steven Spears, who's the next speaker, was on a trip that we took leaving at, I don't know, when did we leave Austin? Like 5:30 in the morning, one-day trip to Houston and a one-day trip to Dallas, a different time, and back, viewing town centers. And the one that Steven was most excited to show us was Midtown in Houston. Raise your hand if you know about Midtown in Houston. Yeah, there you go. Wow, okay. So Steven Spears is the brain behind Midtown. He did everything to Midtown, essentially, that what you're seeing here with Verde. I remember seeing that space and thinking there was no way the city of Kyle could ever afford to build a project that would be on the same par as Midtown. But sure enough, we kept the faith, continued working on it. Steven produced incredible designs, showed great responsiveness to the council, to the task force, Mayor Pro Tem, Dex Ellison, I don't remember who else was on it, Robert Rizzo, taking all those meetings, and has truly built a park that is amazing. I remember the parking garage at Midtown you said was like $15 million, underground parking garage. We didn't build one of those. Our budget's a little more modest than that, but frankly, in terms of quality of life and amenities, this park is going to be second to none in the region. It's truly something I can't wait for y'all to see, so that's why I'm so happy about this. But with no further ado, I'd like to bring up Momark's project principal, Mr. Steven Spears.
Good evening. Thank you, Mayor Mitchell. My name is Steven Spears, and I'm really honored to be here, and thanks for this kind words about Midtown. As the mayor mentioned, I'm a principal with Momark Development, and a few of my colleagues could not be here tonight, but I do want to mention them: Terry Mitchell, Bob Gass, and Megan Shannon. It's vacation season, as we all know, here in Texas, so they're all enjoying that time away. I'm also honored to be here tonight with our partners doing the vertical development with us, which is Cardinal Multifamily. And so Brian Brown and Steve Sanders is also here with me tonight. So as you can see with my shirt, welcome to the first phase of the Brick and Mortar District. The Brick and Mortar District is what you've probably heard a lot of. It is a pedestrian-friendly urban mixed-use development that includes retail, restaurants, office, residential, and parks over 138 acres over that entire area. The vision ultimately includes 2,500 residences, 250,000 square feet of office, and 150,000 square feet of retail. We want this to be a place where people can live and work and play in Kyle and not have to commute to other parts of the region. So imagine tree-lined streets, walkable streets where you can have the mix of being able to live and work and play all in one place, or as a visitor, a place to visit Verde Park, or down the street here at Heroes Memorial Park. Grab a meal with friends and family. Watch a performance at the Performing Arts Center, all in one location. That's what we're trying to accomplish here, where we can walk and enjoy each other's company. So the name Brick and Mortar reflects the district's aim to create a place that brings people together in person, with a physical environment carefully designed to encourage that social interaction, to offer unique experiences and promote health and well-being. We believe in the idea of the more to the mix. That's something you're going to hear from us over time, more to the mix. It's the variety of experiences, the diversity of this community, the range from working and playing and gathering and relaxing. That's the mix we're talking about here. We believe in the mix because it's truly for everyone. This isn't just our development. This is for the entire community and the entire region. So in conclusion, I certainly want to thank the council, TERS number 2, past council members who have been intimately involved with this effort. It takes a true team effort to make this type of a project happen, and we're so delighted to be a part of it. And thank you for trusting us to be a part of your community. Thank you. With that, I'll hand it over to Councilmember Dex Ellison. There he is.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. So I'm going to wake you all up a little bit. I might lull you all to sleep at first, but I'll wake you back up. It's good to see everyone. It's exciting to be here. I'll tell on myself a little bit. Leading up to this program, obviously, I am your last speaker, so rest assured. But I asked the 3 before me if they could keep their speeches short so I could make mine longer. So whatever they did, expect me to be a little bit longer. So just had to tell on myself a little bit. All right. Well, like you said, I'm Councilmember Dex Ellison. I'm honored to be here. Honored to see all these lovely faces this evening, even if it's a little hot here. Should have got you a snow cone or some water. I don't know what to tell you, but so you have to bear with it. But I want to give out some flowers real quick, and what I mean by that is giving thanks. A lot of times we don't get our flowers until we're underground, so I want to shout out some people real quick. I'd like to acknowledge my colleagues on the City Council, both past and present, Council Members Rizzo, Tobias, Flores, Kale, and Bradshaw, including Council Members Shield, Villalobos, and Tenario, Mayor Pro Tem Rick Koch, Mayor Travis Mitchell, our City Manager Scott Sellers, and our staff. I'd like to thank especially the Plum Creek Development Partners that did the land dedication for these projects that we're doing. Some of y'all might have been at the Heroes Memorial Park groundbreaking that we did on Memorial Day. Momart Development, the Master Development Managers, Terry Mitchell, Bob Gass, Megan Shannon, and Stephen Spears, who you just heard from. Lionheart, who helped us with the master planning of this and coming up with a vision of what we wanted to do in this area. Rebecca Leonard and Megan Lowry, the lead consultants and landscape architects. Kimley Horn, Brian Parker, and Michael Loftus, the civil engineers. Overland Partners, architects of the pavilion. And the Water Design Group for that were the engineers for the water features that I'll talk about here in a little bit. I will have some other special contributors to thank here a little bit later in my speech that I'm really excited to talk about. I'd like to briefly explain TERS number 2. The TERS Borough was made up of all 7 council members, including 2 county commissioners, Debbie Gonzalez-Inglesby and Mark Jones. I'd like to thank them for their support and their contributions on the TERS board. Tax Increment Reinvestment Zone, TERS, was established in 2018 with the purpose of enhancing public improvements and attracting quality employment and residential development. Well, wait. TERS? What is this TERS you say? No, it's not some new TikTok dance. So if y'all see somebody on TikTok saying I'm doing the TERS, y'all know where it came from. It was right here. All right, I need my royalties. The purpose of the TERS is to enable the city to fund and become a partner on a series of projects to aid development, in this case, the Plum Creek area, to provide public benefits to the district and the city of Kyle as a whole. A TERS sets aside a portion of the property tax increment resulting from development within a defined district to reinvest towards public benefits within that district. A TERS is not an additional tax. Its purpose is to ensure that public benefits that support the community are prioritized within new and redeveloping areas. No price of admission, no addition to the residents' property taxes outside of the zone, yet an amenity and addition to the quality of life that everyone in this city can enjoy. How about that, y'all? All right, enough about all that boring stuff, including talking about my colleagues. Love to give them a little ribbing. Let's talk the cool stuff. Starting with the Cultural Trail. Some unique information about the Cultural Trail. The Cultural Trail is a key pedestrian and bicycle urban trail connection between La Verde and Heroes Memorial Park. Along the retail mixed-use corridor of the brick and mortar district, the intent is the trail will host a series of art pieces, pedestrian amenities, and the western terminus, which is at La Verde, about this way. The trail is designed to expand into a marketplace. Infrastructure has been provided to allow for various events, markets, and other community gatherings. Similar to this, but in a few months, there will actually be a park there. I'm going to nerd out for a minute here, because this was something that was very important to the TERS board. Low-impact development, or what's called green infrastructure. Little tidbit about this. Over 95% of the stormwater that hits the 1.67 acres area on this site is cleaned through unique plantings and soils of the rain garden that will be on site. Through this rain garden, more of the stormwater will percolate into the soils, and the water that leaves the site will be clean, thus reducing the impact to our downstream ponds and creeks. Got to be cognizant of Mother Nature. So we're really excited about implementing green infrastructure, otherwise known as low-impact development, throughout this entire district. I want to talk a little bit about the unique inspirations from the design team. The main design inspiration was the fault line between here and the hill country. The fault line has horizontal and vertical variations to it. Thus, this best expressed in the playground, which will sit approximately 3 to 4 feet lower than the lawn space. The 3 to 4 foot grade change is expressed with a series of limestone boulders and plantings, but most intensely at the southern edge of a playground with stepped waterfall interactive water feature for all ages to enjoy. In the winter, when the waterfall is turned off, it transforms into a small amphitheater for educational and entertainment purposes. Some more unique features of the park. The park is uniquely designed for everyone. It is truly multi-generational, certainly like this crowd, so all the young folks all the way up to me. The Brick and Mortar District brand promise is more to the mix, as Stephen mentioned earlier, and that is exactly what this park and overall development is about. It is for everyone. Obviously, the large 18-foot Bobcat is going to be awesome and will preside over the playground. It will be one of the first things you see when you come to the park. I'm going to tell you a little bit about this Bobcat. There will be no other playground equipment that will look like this in the United States. It will be uniquely designed just for this park here in Kyle. How about that? Something truly unique to Kyle. Not only that, there will be some other unique features that I'll talk about here in just a moment that include that Bobcat. The second interactive water feature between the pavilion and lawn is designed to be a pop-up jet fountain. And then when there is music and events, that space drains to an underground cistern, and that space becomes a dance floor. So we can do that TikTok. Y'all gonna get onto it, I swear, before this night's over. Let's admit, they're doing the Turd. You got it. Tobias is on it. All right, let's talk a little bit about something else that was a true inspiration with this park. Back in 2018, our Kyle Area Youth Advisory Council, I think they're back here somewhere. They've been helping us out. We got any kayak kids here? Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah. All right. Thank y'all for being here. So kayak, every year they do what's called a capstone project, and they find something that's very interesting to them, and they want to learn more about, research, and then bring it to the council to hopefully implement and change our city. Well, in 2018, kayak approached the city council with an effort to create an all-inclusive play children's park or playground. Now, for y'all that don't understand what that might be, this is where children of all disabilities can play together in one place. Back in 2018, when our kayak students came to us, which are the three Kyle area high school students, so 14 to 18-year-olds, just let that sink in, there was only the Round Rock Inclusive Play Park at the time. They were building one in Southwest Austin at the YMCA, and then there was one in the works in San Antonio. And they came to us and they talked about how when they went there to visit the one in Round Rock, they would talk to some of the folks that were there visiting and how far they would drive. 2 hours was mentioned by one of our students, of people that would come and bring their children to play at a park and give them the ability to play with everyone. And so that was inspiring to the council. And so now we have moved forward a couple of years later, and we are trying to make that happen, and let me tell you how. Some unique facts about this inclusive play park includes the integration of 4 key attributes of play: physical, socio-emotional, cognitive, and creative. These 4 were integrated to ensure that the playground could be a combination of inclusive and adventure play. The team worked with Kayak in 2 work sessions during the pandemic. We all know those Zoom meetings. Thank you, Kayak, for being a part of those, to get feedback on the playground program. There are 14 signature play elements in the playground. 13 of the 14 are inclusive play. All 14 have physical play attributes. 12 of the 14 have social emotional play attributes. And 11 of the 14 have cognitive play attributes. And 4 have creative attributes. So how about that? This new park that we're going to be building is something that children of all abilities will be able to play together. Let's get a round of applause for that. So I want to tell you about a little bit of the features. Some of them were mentioned by the previous speakers. But there's going to be an art garden, not just a rain garden, but an art garden as well. An immersive hill country picnic and reading garden. Lush rain garden that I talked about earlier. Sand volleyball court. Main lawn that is going to be huge and a great place for everybody to stretch out. An oak woodland inclusive adventure playground. A dog run, because we know we love our 4-legged friends. A pedestrian promenade. An interactive and a reflective water feature, so 2 different kinds. An area for social games. And a uniquely designed pavilion. And then the market space that will be right there next to it. So in conclusion, I want to talk a little bit about, obviously seen a lot of green. I want to talk a little bit about the Verde name and how that came about in the name of the park. You already heard me talk about the green infrastructure earlier and our commitment to that. But let's look a little bit deeper into the color green. For some, the spiritual meaning of green is a verdant color of nature and the environment. In various cultures, green symbolizes health, youth, peace, beauty, virtue, in the early 1400s, fertility, renewal, good luck, and money, which this park certainly did cost that. But as we mentioned, the Turd is paying for it. I'm telling y'all got to get on that Turd, that TikTok, I'm telling you. But I wanted to speak a little bit to another inspiration for why Verde. So we all know what we've gone through this past year and a half and the difficulties we've had in the pandemic and COVID-19. And there certainly has been a lot of loss. And certainly those folks are in our thoughts and prayers, the families of those folks. Well, we are a resilient nation. We are a resilient city. And we will learn from this, and we will come back strong, and we will grow up again, just like green does, and just like all the things I mentioned before. There was a Spanish poet named Pedro Calderón de la Barca who once wrote, "Green is the prime color of the world, and that which its loveliness arises." And that is part of the inspiration with this park. So I ask you all to join us in a few months, coming this spring to our great new park, Verde. Thank you, thank you. So next I would like all of those, you know who you are, to come up and grab one of these interesting little cylindrical things here that I just, powder cannon.
3, 2, 1.